Hey, everybody. Welcome to Making Connections. This is your girl, Allie. So glad everybody could be here today. And you know how I am on Mondays. I like to jump into it because it's always so much goodness. And, Saturdays we have a little bit more time frame. But I want to introduce you guys. You've been seeing their post on the page and you've been seeing their flyers during the show. But now you can actually meet the real people. They exist. And this is Taylor Riley and Carolyn Crow from Taylor Riley Boxing Unlimited and Unity Zoom Yoga. I've been telling you how they do all the exciting stuff in the park, go for hikes, but you can also do virtual classes. They do yoga, they do chair fitness, they have boxing, and a wealth of information. So, hey Taylor, hey Carolyn.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you guys doing today?
Very good.
Good,
Glad to be
good.
here.
Well, I like for to give everybody the opportunity. I know it's your first time with us, probably not
Mhm.
your last, but your first time with us. Taylor, we'll start with you. Just kind of introduce yourself, greet the audience, and then Carolyn, you can go after him.
Hey, everybody listening. Glad you could join us today. Allie, thank you for the opportunity in this platform to talk a little more about, my passion and the program, Taylor Riley Boxing and Unity Zoom Yoga. My name's Taylor Riley. Um, Living here in the North Carolina area, the Charlotte area. Started my yoga career probably about 6 years ago, and I've been doing boxing on and off probably since an adolescent. So both are some of my passions, and yeah, here today to tell you a little bit about how those became, how my passion became also my work, my business, and some of the programs and opportunities that we offer.
Awesome. And Miss Carolyn.
Yes, thank you for having us today. I have been teaching yoga for probably the last 3 years, and I also am a mindfulness facilitator. So I work with Taylor. He's founded Unity Zoom Yoga and then brought me on to teach. So work with him to do some of the operations management of both the businesses and then also teach and bring programs into um, our business portfolio. So it's an honor to be here as well. Thanks.
Well, thank you both for joining us. Because, like we said, people need to know they have options. Like, even for me, um, just like I don't like going to the gyms and things like that. Y'all know I don't like to be seen trying to get up because when they're doing yoga and Carolyn will be, she'll do something on the ground and then everybody's getting up and I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't do it yet. Hold on. But see, now you have the option of doing it from home and it's just you and the people in the class. So I love it. So, yeah, let's get into, what is, because, I was looking at some of the benefits of boxing and things like that and yoga, helping you to center yourself and um, decreasing the stress. And we know with everything going on, people are stressed out. So tell them some of the benefits of, the boxing and the yoga. And, Carolyn, we can start with you and then Taylor pick up.
Sure.
Yeah, so I'll just emphasize the yoga as far as stress reduction, especially what's been going on this year in 2020. It's important to just be connected to your thoughts and how you can manage and control those, which is why the yoga practice is a benefit. Because once you learn how to move your body in space and to take deep controlled breaths, you're able to kind of manage the fluctuations of your mind and your thoughts better, and just find your centeredness. So
Awesome. And Taylor?
Yeah, yoga's great. Boxing's great too. I think they both essentially do the same thing, maybe in just a little bit of a different manner. So, like I said, I got started with yoga about 6 years ago, and it just opened a whole nother world for me. And through my experience with yoga, I've gained a lot of the physical benefits, So reduced pain and inflammation, better flexibility, better mobility, also gaining confidence with that, with the physical aspect that comes. But I've also, like Carolyn touched on, I think I've gained a more overall wellness too, feeling more centered, having a calmer mind. These things transition into your life from the mat right over into your life, whether it's business, personal relationships, overcoming fears and things like that, because we all have them, no matter if we're, the heavyweight champion of the world or, me or Carolyn. I'm sure she'll agree with me here. We do all have our own fears. So yoga is a great place to have real life situations, being able to push yourself physically and mentally on the mat, and then taking that experience and transitioning it into your everyday life. And it comes along with the breath, with the connection of the body, the breath, and the mind. And really, we're doing the same thing in boxing or martial arts too. We're just moving at a different pace, maybe. We're definitely not on our mats in boxing, as you know. We're moving around the ring, yeah. So we have to learn to think calm, to breathe, to act, control our bodies, and overcome fears while our opponent may be throwing punches at us. Okay, so again, that transitions into life too. So we're taking that from the ring, and then when the world wants to throw punches at you too, how are you able to remain calm amidst the world of chaos? So, yeah, it's been a great journey for me, experiencing both activities, boxing and yoga. I don't know if I have a favorite, but yes, but I do both, and I miss both. If I'm missing out on one, I know it, So
Right.
I hold them both sacred to my heart, and I try to stay balanced with both practices. I know I did suffer when I was just doing the yoga practice. I had a little bit more energy. That's just my personality, I think, and I had some other things that I needed to overcome, some other fears that I needed to overcome. So I'm glad that the opportunity to get back into boxing presented itself to me. Yeah, and I also have those, physical benefits that I talked about from yoga with boxing. I have the strength. You're also gaining confidence, coordination, and I'm getting the mental and spiritual benefits, if you will. Much calmer mind, being more centered. So I think they really go hand in hand, and I think when you can balance both things, then you just you got the benefits of both worlds. You're in the right place.
Okay. So a couple of things you mentioned, several things, which was all good. But let's just take like inflammation, for example.
Mhm.
How does that help with inflammation? I mean, somebody out there wants to know because I was like, really? But how does that work?
Yeah, so I've experienced a decrease in inflammation from getting your body moving, from being less sedentary. Okay. When I first got involved with yoga, I was doing an outside sales position. So I
Mhm.
was constantly in the car, in the vehicle, traveling short distances, long distance, but the accumulation of hours had really wreaked havoc on my body. So I was able to lose some of that inflammation by, number one, just getting my body moving. Okay, stretching out the muscles, getting better circulation, increasing lung capacity, better breathing.
Okay.
And with the better breathing, there's all types of other health benefits that come into play. Heart rate, more healthy heart, anything like that. So that's,
Okay.
I think, what's done it for me with the with inflammation, has been able to get my body moving again.
Okay. And Carolyn, I'll ask you this one. We also talked about, through both of these exercises, it helps you overcome some fears that you have. So, Can you give me an example of something like that people are like, well, is that gonna help me get rid of my fear of spiders or something? We're not talking about stuff like that, but can you address that?
Yeah. So there's a lot of postures in yoga that seem a little bit scary or intimidating. And when you work with your instructor to kind of pace yourself into holding like a handstand or balancing on your hands or even balancing on one foot, you're not only assuring yourself that you have the capability to do that physically, but you also have to breathe in such a way, like if you hyperventilated and tried to, hold a position on your hands, you topple over. So it's developing that calmness, and like Taylor said, it attributes to overcoming, knowing you have the capability to overcome a fear in life, because you're strong enough to hold your body in a certain way. So it's just baby steps toward, the ultimate, like adjusting your mindset.
Okay. And I like the way you're associating that with life and with even people that are working other jobs or, doing different things. When you start getting centered and when you start feeling that confidence in yourself, then it overflows to other areas of your life. You feel like, okay, I don't even know what this is going to take to do this task or, to go for this promotion, but I'm just going to do it. So I do feel like that these things, because, sometimes, I don't really like the camera that much, but even through, the having to be on the camera and Taylor's like, come on, turn your camera on. And I'm like, okay. Like Carolyn's nicer. She lets me turn the camera off. But Taylor but Taylor likes to see what you're doing. But the reason he's doing that, because why, Taylor? Because you want to make sure that I'm doing it in the right way and that my body's, that I'm really getting the full effect like I should, correct?
Correct, too. But there is also, like I think you hinted on, it goes a little bit deeper too, right? So I typically would just ask, is there a reason why you don't have your camera on? And it usually just comes out, right? People are a little bit nervous, right? So I want to help them overcome that fear, you know? Um, Being healthy physically is one thing, and I definitely want to make sure you're safe too. So I do like to have the camera on for that reason. But for also too, we're trying to give you everything that you need in our programs.
And I also think stress,
Mhm.
even though it's maybe a mental aspect, it also presents in our bodies. So it's another way that inflammation can kind of creep up. And so once you regulate that mental fear or anxiety, it benefits the body that much more. So.
Okay, and I agree. I know that's why he does it. It's just like, come on, you can do it. It's a safe place, and that's one thing I definitely want people to know, that when you're with you guys, that it's a safe place. You guys are never judgmental. You're not like, come on, keep up with everybody else. And I like the way you have it in different levels. Like when Taylor's on the boxing, he'll be like, start here. If you're a beginner, just do it at your pace. Do it like this, and then you give a different exercise to the more advanced. So I want people to feel like you cover all levels. And why is it important for you to do that, Taylor?
Well, everybody has different levels that they're coming in on. Everybody has different levels that they're out at different periods in time. Based on a multitude of different things. I think we've all been at different levels. So I want to offer that. I want to have the people that are new, brand new, that don't know anything. I want them to feel comfortable, and I want them to get a good foundation. And I also want the people that have been with me for a little while that need a little more to spur their growth onward. So that's why we cover the different levels, and we've all been to places where we're the beginner or we're higher up on the experience level, you know, and something that happens at all those stages could be fear too, you know. So we've all been through it before. I've been through it before. So that's another thing that we talk about. You know, it's okay to be scared, no matter where you are. We'll work through it. And that's what we do.
Absolutely. And I can attest to that. I can tell you from experience, they will treat you like your family and they make you feel welcome. And Carolyn, I think you guys have had a class in the park where you learn more about your body type. Is that right?
Yeah, we did that recently and had a good group come
Yeah, we
out
did.
to talk about that. And it was interesting for everyone to kind of discuss and feel very comfortable and open, knowing that they have a tendency to either sit on the couch, or they had a tendency, like Taylor gave as an example of himself. He's always been very active. So just balancing out. So that there's moderation, so that there's the ability to rest, but to also be busy. And I think a lot of people have found some insight into just being a family and sitting down and sharing experience. There was, absolutely no judgment, no worry about, oh, I'm this way and I can't achieve that. I think our group is pretty encouraging. So.
Awesome. I love it. And I had a question and I was listening to what you said and it went out of my mind. But I think too the fact that you guys offer different things. Like you even I don't know if either one of you facilitate it, but there's also chair fitness that you all encourage people to do. Tell us a little bit about that. What's that about?
So I got involved. Gosh, I'm trying to recall the first time I taught a chair class. I think I was teaching yoga at a studio out of town, and the owner of the studio asked me to cover her chair fitness class. And I got involved in doing that, and I really loved it. It was a big workout. Just because you have the seat there, it's not like you're resting. And we worked with all types of different age groups. So people of any age can get benefit from a chair exercise class. Um, yeah, just really, really enjoyed working with, we worked with elderly. I worked with people coming back from injury. I worked with, all types of different folks. So I really enjoy the chair exercise class. It gives you a good foundation. It allows you to be comfortable in the chair, have that support, but still get a workout, strenuous exercise. So,
Awesome. I love it. I love it. And I think too people are just scared to get started. And because I was like that, and then Carol and I back and forth a couple times. She's like, "Well, just try it," and I'm like, "Well, okay." Sometimes it's just hard to make that first step, make that first move. But I know that you don't have to necessarily guys have like drop-in classes where you can see what's happening and experience it before you fully commit. Correct?
correct, for sure. Yes, we do offer drop-ins, and that's with anybody. I think I've read some articles and some studies about that. Like people that you want to make a change, right? I know it was like this for me. I want to make a change. I want to get back into boxing. So initially I had that thought. Now the time period from that thought to getting in the gym, it takes a little while. You got to negotiate your time. It's going to be hard work. You start thinking about, oh gosh, I'm out of shape. How long is it going to take me? How
Right.
sore am I going to be? I got to work tomorrow. All these type of what we call in yoga versions of the mind, start to come into play. So I think it's good that I'm as an instructor aware of that too. So I try to help people that are interested come and take a drop-in class, and we also try to get them to come back. Work at your own pace, and our doors are always open too. So if you're not able to attend a class for a while, but you want to come back, you know where we are. It's the same community. It's the same core values, very open, no judgment, and yeah. So
We try to eliminate as many barriers as possible. So we do have recordings, and when there's some nervousness about getting started or some wonder about how do I need to be prepared. We do give out our recordings from time to time, and then kind of give people a chance to see how they can fit it into their routine, or if they're experiencing something where they can be live in front of the camera. But even our experienced students benefit from it. When work schedules get tight, they can kind of make that same commitment and dedication to themselves by following up with the recordings later.
Yeah, the recordings are a great place to refresh what you've just done in class. Okay, get a little extra. And a lot of our students have reported too that they feel comfortable sometimes doing things and practicing new things on the recording when nobody's looking that they wouldn't necessarily do in class because you're self-conscious. So
Right.
then you can learn those things on your, or you can express yourself when nobody's looking, which is good, and then carry that on to when the group is looking, and no big deal.
Awesome. See, they have everything, and what you see right here, they are so kind. They are always like this, always encouraging. And I can say that I have watched the recordings sometimes because, like I said, I'll just be honest, I'm not that comfortable. But the recordings have helped me to stay connected to them. There's a reason that I broadcast and play their flyers, because I want other people to know that they're out there. Because I know, like you said, Taylor, we want to make a difference, we want to make a change, but sometimes it's just hard. We got to, break through that mindset
Yeah.
that, and not compare yourself to anybody. Because there's some of those ladies on that boxing, they be getting it. And I'm like, go ahead, I want to be like her when I grow up. But they're all so nice, and they're just like, come on, keep it up. And so it's very encouraging, it's very safe. And so how long have you guys been doing the virtual aspect of it?
So I started the UZY, the Unity Zoom Yoga platform. It's a virtual yoga studio. I started that in October of last year. I just had an idea. There were some studios closing in my area, and some of my students were looking for a place to practice. And I have a unique style. I was blessed with the teacher that I had, and so I wanted to offer that for my students continually. So I decided to go on Zoom. I had a friend that I went to college with that was using the Zoom platform for his business, and kind of just made sense. So we've been going for over a year now with the yoga, and I think we've been going at least since March, or possibly January, with the boxing over Zoom too. And we also meet in person when we can, because I do believe that you get a lot out of meeting in person too. The conversation, the energy, the camaraderie is a little bit different as in person, as you would imagine, Allie. And the instruction too. We can fine tune some things, a little bit more interaction as long as we're being safe, Yes. So it's been a little while now.
Awesome, awesome. So, I really think that this is a awesome platform. I think you guys are doing an awesome job. Again, I appreciate your friendliness, and I'm talking to anybody who's watching this. Just drop in once, get a recording of both the yoga and the boxing. And so, like for me, I don't feel as comfortable with yoga. I think when I look at the videos, I know yoga helps me get more centered. Yoga is helping me like with my balance and things. But
Mm,
of course, I just don't feel as comfortable. But I like the boxing because I like the movement, and I like to picture some people sometimes
nice.
and de-stress. But one other thing, just want to talk about when you talk about the spiritual aspect of it. What does that mean to you? Either one of you can, or both of you can answer that.
So for me, the spiritual aspect is understanding that there's something bigger than me, okay, in the world, and there's something that I can draw power from when I need it. Okay, so when I'm fearful in a situation, I know that I can draw on a greater power. Okay, and I know that I'm here for a reason. So that's the spiritual aspect for me.
Carolyn, would you like to?
Yeah. So I think as far as yoga is concerned, the spiritual aspect comes from just being able to hear, what is out there, to be able to take advice from someone else, to just have an appreciation for the world around you. So I think that the yoga really calms you, slows you down, and requires you to be really present to take all the benefit from what's available.
Awesome. Well, you guys stay right there. We're gonna break real quick. Just do this quick commercial, and we will be right back. But while we're gone, be thinking about. Of course, I want you to tell people how they can follow you, your contact information, what days your classes are, and then one word of advice from each of you to our listeners today.
Right
Okay,
on.
thanks.
We'll be right back.
Thank you for being such a wonderful listening audience, whether you were listening live or on the replay. And don't forget to like our Facebook page, Making Connections with Allie and Shay, so that you can get notified every time we go live. Do you have a burning message to share with the audience? Contact Alicia Johnson at info@aliciajohnson.com. That's info@ALYSSIAJOHN.com with your topic idea and your message to be booked on the show. And if you're an inspirational speaker or a motivator or simply seeking a platform to share your message, contact Miss Alicia Johnson at info@aliciajohnson.com. That's info@ALYSSIAJOHNSON.com to be considered for 30 to 60 minutes of weekly airtime right here on the Making Connections Network. Again, contact Alicia Johnson at info@aliciajohnson.com. That's info@ALYSSIAJOHNSON.com to be considered for 30 to 60 minutes of weekly airtime, your own radio show right here on the Making Connections Network.
Hey, everybody, we're back. And we're back with Taylor Riley and Carolyn Crow of Unity Zoom Yoga and Taylor Riley Boxing Unlimited. And so we've been talking about some of the benefits and, the effects that unity is good, but even yoga and boxing will have on your life, have on your mindset, have on, the fears that you have, how you can just punch them right out the frame because they can't hold you back. And it's amazing to think that yoga or boxing could cause that to overflow in the other areas of your life, like chances that you want to take, promotions you want to go for, even people you want to meet. Because sometimes, we're kind of try to keep, safe and things like that. But even through this exercises and the techniques that you learn, you can use them in your everyday life. And so, Taylor and Carolyn, thank you so much. I definitely want to tell the listeners you guys are a safe place. You guys are a non judgmental place. You guys are people, you accept everyone at whatever level they are. So they can come to you for advice or, just instruction. So definitely want you to tell people how they can follow you and reach out to you.
Yeah. So I'll take that one. We have a Facebook page for both the boxing and Unity Zoom. So you can follow us on Facebook at unityzoomyoga.com or on Facebook at Taylor Riley Boxing Unlimited. And then I know Allie's been flashing up ads with our phone number. So we're also able to be reached by phone. And then each of those pages has our email. You can contact Taylor directly for boxing questions. And then I manage the support at Unity Zoom Yoga email address as well. And we have our websites up so you can kind of take a little bit peek into our mission and some photos of the group and some other things that we've been doing. Yeah, you can reach us there.
Awesome, because they are active in the community as well. They like to collaborate with other organizations and support whenever they can. So that's another thing that, I admire you guys about. You're not just supporting and encouraging and, trying to build your own business, but you're collaborating and you're building together in unity.
Thank you, Allie.
So, Taylor, or if you want to give our listeners a last word of encouragement or something that, just might want to make them make that first step.
Sure. If you've ever thought about trying boxing or yoga, I urge you to give it a shot. Like Allie said, we're a safe place. Even if you haven't thought about yoga or boxing,
Right.
give it a shot. You might not know what you're missing. We're all humans. We all have fear. So we try to be supportive on our platform. And, typically as humans, we look for the path of least resistance, and that might be not going to boxing. But I'll tell you, if you have that idea in your head, just go ahead and give it a shot. It's so much easier to test it out, to get over that initial fear than to, think about doing it and not finally taking that first step to give it a shot. So one of the things that I think about all the time is no matter what my schedule is, what the obstacles are, I try to think about what the solutions are, right? So how can I make it to boxing tonight? Not all the reasons why I can't, okay, or I don't want to. I might be tired, or I might have work tomorrow, right? So just think of how you can, and for yoga or boxing. So that's my advice. And we'll be here when you're ready.
Carolyn, did you want to add anything or?
Yeah, no, the only thing I would add is we do a lot of community events, like you said. One of our missions is to be united and connected to the community we're in and the individuals that are participating in our group. So give it a try, even if you are hesitant about a class or don't know anything about the Zoom platform. We have a lot of events that are open to everybody, like charity walks and runs, hikes, and just events that are, just like I said, bite-sized, kind of getting you to that growth state so you can eventually just have a full experience. So we'll welcome you to any event that we're hosting.
Awesome. Thank you guys again. And I do want to remind you guys too about the chair fitness as well. If you just want to give that a try where you're sitting and you're a little bit more solid in your balance, but you're still getting a good workout. Trust me. So thank you guys again, and I will update the video to add your links. I just like to get it out there so people can watch it live, but I will update it with your links. And so thank you guys. Thank you for accepting me as part of your family. Thank you for encouragement, because Carolyn will be like, hey, haven't talked to you in a little bit, or how you doing? And so they're that kind of people. And those kind of people are the kind of people that make you want to be part of a family, part of the unity that's happening. And so I thank you, and I definitely needed to have you on the show to let everybody know you're out there. So again, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Look these guys up. I entreat you to give it a try. Just try it. Nobody's saying you have to go full on, but try it. And it's virtual. They have the virtual classes, but they do meet, and I mean, they are always having fun, and it is a safe place. So thank you too again. I appreciate you. Thank you, my audience, for always supporting us. We appreciate your support. We appreciate you being with us every Saturday at 12 noon and every Monday at 2 p.m. You guys know you can follow us as well on Facebook and Instagram. We love and appreciate you. And until next time, we're leaving you with always love, positivity, and good vibes. Bye, everybody. Bye, Carolyn. Bye, Taylor.
Have a great day.